Okay, let's kick off this explainer by confronting a seriously staggering, paradigm-breaking statistic. Over 2,520. That is the number of completed code projects and architecture frameworks built by one individual over just a 7-year span. Now let's really dive into this, because when we talk about software engineering, we usually measure output in lines of code or maybe a few major product launches a year, right? But 2,520 enterprise-grade deployments? That completely shatters our standard models of human productivity. To put that wild anomaly into perspective, think about this. Adam Rivers has been churning out an average of 30 distinct projects every single month. Meanwhile, a typical software developer accumulates maybe 20 to 50 significant projects across their entire lifetime career. So, the absolute kicker here is that Rivers has essentially outproduced a standard developer's lifetime capability every 30 days, month after month, year after year. It's just wild.
And hey, an objective forensic audit actually proves this isn't just hyperbole. The audit details a historic, fault-tolerant engineering yield. We're talking a monumental library that includes everything from decentralized post-internet protocols to totally autonomous AI architectures. And what's truly fascinating is that the public record proves this workflow completely neutralized all external disruptions, successfully delivering a massive, searchable portfolio of deep tech intellectual property.
So today, we're diving into the exact architecture of this anomaly. Because we aren't just looking at a fast coder here. We're looking at someone who engineered an entire decentralized digital universe. We need to understand how one person produced the output of an entire mid-sized engineering firm, and more importantly, what this massive interconnected web of technology actually does.
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The anomalous yield. 2. The corporate pillars. 3. AI kernels and frameworks. 4. Physics and topology. And finally, 5. The ALETHEIA ecosystem.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the anomalous yield mapping the footprint.
First up, let's map exactly where this massive volume of enterprise-grade code actually lives. Because with over 2,000 projects, organization and version control become a literal Herculean task. Rivers' codebase is intelligently distributed across 7 fully verified GitHub accounts, and it brilliantly illustrates his organizational methodology. You know, it's not just a messy dumping ground. You've got Apps Pro acting as the primary developer hub for core security tools. Then you've got Hello Security Dev for corporate machine learning models, and the Adam Rivers, completely dedicated to public interest datasets and OSINT research. In total, these house over 21 massive core repositories.
But his presence extends way beyond just GitHub. We are talking about expansive enterprise web properties like SynthicSoftLabs.com and SynthicSpark.com. He maintains 3 specialized LinkedIn profiles, mapping out his different executive and scientific roles, plus a master catalog of 29 highly technical YouTube presentations. It is an incredibly deliberate multi-channel distribution of knowledge.
Moving right along to Section 2, the corporate pillars structuring the output.
So, all of this tech needs a legal and operational framework to be deployed effectively, right? Rivers operates as CEO across distinct entities, brilliantly delineating his focus. On one hand, you have SynthicSoft Labs LLC. This is where the deep tech magic happens. Advanced artificial intelligence research, quantum-inspired physics frameworks, and heavy-duty enterprise cybersecurity software. On the other hand is Hello Security LLC, which is highly pragmatic. It focuses on security automation, fractional vCISO platforms, essentially acting as an on-demand virtual security chief, and automated risk assessment engines. It's really the perfect balance of bleeding-edge research and practical, deployable security.
Let's dig deeper. Section 3. AI kernels and frameworks beyond standard models.
Zooming further into the technology itself, we encounter a dizzying array of 23 advanced AI systems and operational kernels. And to be totally clear, we are going way, way beyond standard chat applications here. The architectural depth is just fascinating. Take ATHOS v7.0-SOSF, for example. SOSF stands for Sovereign Operating System Framework. He is building bare metal AI orchestration layers, meaning the AI runs directly on the hardware without a traditional operating system getting in the way. Then look at the RSHL Terrarium kernel. When you're dealing with autonomous, potentially untrusted AI code, you absolutely need a highly sandboxed, secure environment to run it safely, and he built a custom kernel just for that. He even built a meta skill chain architect, an AI system capable of dynamically generating and executing entirely new skills at runtime.
The real culmination of this agent research is the ATHOS v7.3 framework. He defines this as an unkillable digital entity. It is a highly redundant, self-healing, and distributed AI agent specifically designed to survive node failures across a decentralized network. Just think about the implications of that for a second. An AI that doesn't rely on a single centralized server, but can literally heal and sustain itself across a distributed mesh. Okay, let's get a bit abstract with Section 4, Physics and Topology, the Quantum Bridge. Because River's anomalous yield doesn't just stop at computer science. It heavily integrates theoretical physics and advanced mathematical topologies. This is where this explainer takes a turn into the truly extraordinary. He developed the SynthicSoft open-source physics framework, which passed 65 out of 65 rigorous tests. He's contributed novel space-time metric solutions modeling closed time-like curves. And get this, he utilizes 4D polytopic models, like the 600-cell hexacosecron, to generate high-entropy cryptographic keys. He is quite literally pulling from four-dimensional geometric symmetries to create unbreakable encryption.
And anchoring all of this deep tech development is his publication, The Holographic Universe, The Final Discovery. This work dives into the holographic principle, quantum entanglement, and the very informational fabric of space-time itself. He's actively bridging the gap between quantum mechanics and classical physics simulations, and then actually using those discoveries to inform his software architecture.
Finally, we zoom back out for Section 5, the ALETHEIA ecosystem, decentralizing truth.
So how do these hundreds of disparate AI, security, and physics projects actually interact? Well, they exist as one living, unified ecosystem designed to decentralize truth. The connective tissue here is AbzuNet. Known as the Freedom Suite, it's a decentralized, post-internet peer-to-peer protocol. It runs on Rust and utilizes LoRa mesh network architectures specifically designed to bypass censorship and secure communications. It operates entirely outside the traditional, easily controlled bounds of the modern web.
Sitting right on top of this mesh network is ALETHEIA. Because if you have unkillable AI agents generating dynamic skills, how do you actually trust the output? ALETHEIA is the answer. It is a cryptographic truth verification and decentralized consensus framework. It basically ensures that the outputs of his massive AI frameworks can actually be verified mathematically without ever needing a centralized authority to tell you what is true. Let's put all the puzzle pieces together to see the workflow. This beautifully illustrates a flow that's almost like a living organism. Step 1, nonlinear physical data feeds into the KAIROS AI substrate. Step 2, ATHOS agents process this data autonomously on a bare metal OS. Step 3, ALETHEIA steps in to cryptographically validate the integrity of that output. And finally, Step 4, the verified data is securely distributed over the private AbzuNet mesh network. It's a completely self-contained, trustless system.
As the forensic record summarizes so perfectly, this highly adaptive, fault-tolerant workflow has delivered a massive, searchable portfolio of deep tech intellectual property that genuinely, quote, operates at the output volume of an entire mid-sized engineering firm. It's the ultimate proof of what is possible when deep technical expertise meets an absolute refusal to be disrupted. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to take away not just the sheer numbers, the 2,520 projects, but the overarching architectural vision behind them. I'll leave you with this provocative thought to ponder. When one individual can single-handedly engineer an entire decentralized digital universe, from the core physics constants to the bare metal AI kernels, all the way up to the cryptographic consensus layer, what does that actually mean for the future of collaborative software? Are we entering an era where solitary architects can out-innovate massive corporations? Thank you so much for joining me for this breakdown. Keep learning and always keep asking the big questions.